Hello there, Big Benedict here. We're playing Gears of War 2, and this is my insane difficulty guide and walkthrough. We are currently on Act 3, the first chapter. Act 3 is called Gathering Storm, and the first chapter in Act 3 is entitled Dirty Little Secret. So I had to keep part of that cutscene at the beginning of the video because it had the title on it, and I couldn't skip it. But I mentioned in the last video that Act 3 is my least favorite act, and it is, but I didn't want to give the entire act a bad name just by my saying that, because it's my least favorite act, it doesn't mean that it's still not fun. It's just that all of the acts are fun, but this I find it to be the least amount of fun, but that's not a bad thing at all. So when you get into this area over here, there's a couple of rooms over to the left. I think the first room has nothing. The second room has a Boltok as well as a Gorgon pistol. So if you want to pick either of those up, you can. We're going to be switching out the shotgun for the Scorcher. I don't care for either of those two weapons personally, but I like the Scorcher much more than the shotgun. There's two fights on this chapter, one of which is just against wretches, just fighting normally. But the one at the end is a rather unique fight where you're carrying a crate of dynamite, and you can only use your sidearm because you're holding the crate with one arm and you only have one free hand to shoot. So it's actually pretty challenging overall, because you're getting overrun by wretches and you have limited mobility. And it's going to start right over here, actually, the first fight that is. The great thing though about the wretches is it's just one hit to kill them. It's just one simple hit. I would recommend using that. And the other good thing about the game in general is that when you're reloading, you can sacrifice the reload for a... I'm not talking about a gun jam. I was going to mention that too, but let's just stick to when you're reloading. You can sacrifice your reload for a melee hit. So you're not committed to reloading. You can cancel into a melee hit. If you get a gun jam, though, that cancels it out. You've got to wait the full time of the animation to finish out before you can actually do anything. But one swipe is fantastic. He's got a lot of reach around his whole body. The weapons have different melee attacks depending on what you use. Some of them are pretty similar. Some of them are pretty shitty. Some are great. But as you use them, you'll see which ones are pretty good. The Scorchers has a really good swipe to it. Shotgun's not bad either. The Hammer Burst, I can't remember what that is, but you're pretty much committed to just a few weapons on this chapter anyway. And it's just basically a chapter that is building narrative, creating tension, and is just propelling the story into the the first half of the game. So it's going to start right over here, and the checkpoint is absolutely wonderful. So you're going to come up here and get lifted up to this upper level, and as you move into the building, you're going to get a checkpoint. And this is just beautiful. I love the rain too. I love the razor hail rain too, when you get that. What I'm doing is expending my clip just so there's one bullet in it. So when I cross the checkpoint, I can immediately go for trying to get a perfect reload. But my actives and my perfect reloading skills are really not the best. But my best piece of advice for you on this first part, because this is the part that you can get killed on just really easily. What you want to do is once you get that checkpoint, you want to reverse in your tracks all the way to the back where you were against that door. and that will prevent the enemies from coming in all directions. They'll just be able to come to the front of you and to the side a little bit, because if they're coming around your entire area, you're gonna have to move the crate while you're trying to aim too, and it's slow in the going. So you've really got to be careful on that first section. But once that's cleared, and by the way, you don't get a checkpoint, but it's very fair overall. It's just that first part, and then thereafter, everything pretty much comes at you straight on. So as long as you're, looking, facing forward, that is. And you don't have to go too far. What I was going to say, though, is I'm just terrible at getting those perfect reloads. I need some better skills at getting them. And I have absolutely no excuse, too, because I'm playing the best version of the game possible. I feel so grateful to be able to play this game like this at 4K, 60 hertz. I'd love to be able to carry over that 120 hertz, but alas, the software that I use won't permit it. It'll crash. But it's good. It's 4K, ultra high definition, HDR10, 60 hertz. It's fan-fucking-tastic, man. You can't ask for more than that. Well, I guess you could, but you sound pretty damn greedy. And again, just straight on. They could have really screwed with you and had guys coming from, the rooms over to the left and maybe even behind you. But if all else fails, just melee. Just melee. And it's a very succinct chapter, and all you have to do is just get down to this area here. We're gonna blow it up, and I will see you in the second chapter. Please take care.
Welcome back. Do you now have proper identification?
Oh yeah, I got some identification for you.